looking at the corner of General Robinson and Bill Mazeroski Way outside America's best ballpark, PNC Park. As we get you set for the rubber game between the world champion St. Louis Cardinals and your Pittsburgh Pirates. Hi again, everybody. Along with Bob Walk, I'm Tim Neverett. The Buccos posted their first shutout victory of the season last night, 2-0 over the Cardinals. A.J. Burnett was a big shot in the arm for the Bucs.
Oh, he certainly was. We saw right away why he is an ace-type pitcher. Got in a little trouble early on, but bases load, nobody out, and they don't score. That's what you do when you're an ace. Swing and miss stuff, basically, is what we saw from him last night. I especially like the breaking balls that he was throwing downstairs. He was getting a lot of swings and misses over those. And then when he would elevate that fastball, nobody could touch it. It basically, what you saw last night was what we were really hoping for.
A.J. Burnett, our PNC achievement for the Achiever in You. The guy who's trying to set up an achievement for himself today is Eric Bedard, a tough luck 0-3. He'll make his fourth start.
Early on, he was showing some great control, especially with that fastball painting inside. Last couple times out, the control hasn't been as good. Hopefully today it's back.
So Eric Bedard will face Kyle Loesch in a battle of opening day starters in Game 3 of this 3-game series. The Pirates trying to build on what Burnett brought to the table last night. The series is on the line, and the Bucs looking for a victory here at PNC Park.
Definitely worth the click. By PNC Bank for the Achiever in You. And by your Toyota dealer, where quality, dependability, and good MPG all come standard. Toyota, moving forward. Let's go Bucs!
It is time to go here at PNC Park on a Kids Day Sunday, and a very special treat for a youngster here today, getting a pregame hug from the skipper, Clint Hurdle. Cardinals and Pirates getting set for Game 3 of this 3-game series. A little chilly, 45 degrees. Winds out of the northeast, 13 miles an hour. Cool and cloudy. And maybe a dose of cold in there as well.
Yeah, it won't be a very comfortable day out there for the players. A little bit of a breeze, just enough to. It never can seem to get warm when you're out on the field. Maybe if you're in the dugout, it'll be a little bit better. But hitting, standing in the outfield, not going to be fun.
Cardinals lineup sent out by manager Mike Matheny. For call leading off. Green in there at second base today. Holiday, Beltran, Freeze, then Molina, Matt Carpenter, Shane Robinson makes his second straight start in center field. And the pitcher Kyle Loesch bats ninth against Pirates left-hander Eric Bedard.
Take a look and see what he's been doing so far this year. Brought to you by the Western Pennsylvania Chevy dealers. A couple of pretty good starts last time out. A little on the wild side. Pitched 5 innings, walked 4. Hopefully he'll have that control back this afternoon.
Bedard looking to get that 0 out of the win column and get a 1 in there. A.J. Burnett did last night. A.J. scheduled to pitch in Altoona on a final rehab stint, but Kevin Correa reported some problems with his left side. Burnett came on and did an exceptional job. Started out a little shaky, walking 2, giving up a hit, but got out of a bases loaded jam, then retired 15 batters on 3 pitches or less.
That is being very efficient, not having to work hard. Great ball game.
So Rafael Furcal, switch hitter, batting right-handed. He takes ball 1 from Eric Bedard, and we're underway on this Sunday afternoon at PNC Park. Furcal, 344 hitter. 1-1. Furcal last night without a hit. He reached base via a walk. And he finds himself behind now 1-2.
Big win for the Pirates last night, evening the series at 1 apiece. Chance now to take 2 out of 3. That is always the goal, especially at home.
Pedro Alvarez driving in both runs last night. 2 hits out of 4 trips. And Furcal slaps the 1-2 into left center field for a leadoff single. Defensively for the Pirates, starting in the outfield today, Nate McLeod gets a start in left. Andrew McCutcheon in center, Jose Tavita in right field. The infield, Alvarez back out there at third base with Barmes on the left side. The right side, Walker and Jones. And Michael McHenry, the fourth, back behind the plate, catching Eric Bedard. Nate McLeod, his 38th career start in left field. And he is the 4th outfielder, so we'll see him not only in left, but in right and occasionally in center field this year.
He's kind of gone back to where he was when he first came to the Pirates. Just moving around out there, getting to start whenever he can. It wasn't long, though, until he established himself as a pretty darn good center fielder. And established himself shortly after that as the best player we had, at least for that year before he got traded.
Tyler Green making his first start of the series. For call off of first, held on by Jones. And Bedard ready for the 0-1. First instead. Eric Bedard is the opening day starter. You know you're going to go against some good pitching. You're going to see some tough outings, because your hitters are facing their #1 pitcher as well. Green bunts down the third base side, and Alvarez will let it go for a hit. So back-to-back hits to start. We'll call a big turnaround second base, but with Pedro playing deep, Green taking advantage, and picks up a single.
And there really is a kind of a no loss in this situation if you're Green. If you bunt it too hard, it's going to at least be a sacrifice. Pedro did the smart thing. He let it go. If it had a little more steam, it would have came off the grass like a little change-up, which is a perfect ball to bunt. Green, you can see him looking down the foul line there at that bunt. We're going to see some good looks with that camera this afternoon. Coming out of center field.
Matt Holliday takes outside. Holliday 0 for 3 last night. 3 punch outs in the man on deck, Carlos Beltran, 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts last night. Holiday and Beltran had 7 at bats, struck out 6 times. The rest of the Cardinals struck out 5 times combined in last night's game. Holiday's average up under 200. 194. 2 on, nobody out in Bedard's pitch. Strike in the corner.
A little pain out there. This is kind of like what happened in yesterday's ball game for sure. Just got to fight through it. Hopefully there's still a 0 up when the inning is over. But Cardinals certainly have set up shop. A couple guys on, nobody out.
1-1 pitch, breaking ball. That's strike 2.
But Burnett definitely showed the way yesterday. There's never a reason to get panicky out there. You just keep fighting, concentrate, pitch after pitch. AJ.
1-2 coming to Matt Holliday. 2-2.
The swing that Holliday took pitch before sure looked like he's just trying to place the ball, didn't it? Not his usual big rip.
He's usually trying to hit it out completely.
He was just trying to push that ball over to the right side.
And the 2-2 from Bedard. Checks the runner at second a couple of times. Curveball missed down low and in.
Good spot, but just didn't get the chase he wanted. Holliday thought about it for a moment. The bat started forward, but he was able to throw the brakes on.
Nobody out in a full count for call the runner at second, Green at first. Eric Bedard trying to get Matt Holliday here. And he missed him. And the bases are loaded with nobody out. This is how last night's game began, with A.J. Burnett on the hill. And Carlos Beltran coming to the plate now, the cleanup hitter. Burnett can't watch.
He struck out in last night's game. Pretty much the same scenario. Holliday with the base on balls to load things up. Beltran that last night, he didn't show any patience in the situation. He took strike 1, but then after that, he didn't see another strike, but he kept chasing breaking balls down out of the strike zone. I wonder if he'll try and show a little more patience.
First pitch to the switch hitting outfielder, misses inside, ball 1. Beltran has 9 career grand slams. His last one was last June 28th at Detroit off of Daniel Schlereth. Bases full, nobody out, 1-0. Ground ball to third. Alvarez goes to second. Walker the turn. Double play. Cardinals do get a run, but they trade 2 outs for the Furcal score. 1-0 Cardinals.
If you're on defense, you'll take this every time. Double play, give up a run, especially in the first inning. Pretty good breaking ball right down low at the knees. You can see there on the Range Resources strike zone. Good, firm 2-hopper. Alvarez quickly gets the ball to second. Walker handled a knee-high throw for the turn. Good job on everybody's part.
11 of the Pirates' first 15 games, either the Pirates or their opponent has scored in the first inning. So it's never been boring early, that's for sure. Green at third base. Lone base runner remaining for the Cardinals. And in last year's World Series and National League Championship Series MVP David Freese waits for the 1-0 from Bedard. In the air to center field, and McCutcheon's got it. So a bases loaded, no out jam. 1 run comes in, so the damage limited after half inning. Cardinals 1, and the Pirates coming to the plate. punishment today. The recycled hat given out to all kids 14 and under. Pirates looking for a run to tie this game up. Starting lineup brought to you by Toyota. McLeod leading off. Tabata, McCutcheon, and Walker. Then Jones, Pedro Alvarez 2 for 4 last night with 2 runs batted in. Barmas looking to get it going. And Michael McHenry, 273 average. Eric Bedard batting 9th against right-hander Kyle Loesch.
He's had a very strong start to his season. Opening day starter, as you mentioned earlier, but he didn't stop with just a good outing there. He has pitched well the entire season, even though it's only been a couple of weeks. But still, I mean, he's got it going right now. The Cardinals, as a team, seem to be pushing really hard right now. A lot of guys out there clicking.
For a call with a backhand play, McLeod retired. On the field for St. Louis. In the outfield, Matt Holliday in left. Shane Robinson making his 4th major league start in center field. Carlos Beltran in right. Friesen for call. Then Green and Carpenter. Yadier Molina behind the plate. 3 times an All-Star, and the last 4 years a Gold Glover at that position. Played every inning of every game last year. How about that as a catcher?
He's really a great player. What he does on defense is as good as anybody on baseball, and then, you know, he's just not a defensive catcher either. He more than pulls his weight with the bat. We got a great one there. Really, just another member of that great catching family, isn't it? The Molinas.
That's what they do. The Flying Molinas. Or the catching Molinas in this case. 1-2 to Tabata. Mike Matheny, his first year as a skipper.
Pretty good defensive catcher in his own right.
A little roller down to third base, and that'll be a base hit for Tabata. Jose with a base hit. He continues to hit well at PNC Park.
He gets a ton of these during the course of the season. Infield hits is his specialty. He gets out of the box so quick. Right off the fingertips. The only way to go at it was bare hand. Really didn't have a chance to use that glove at all.
Tabata has now reached base safely in all 6 home games this season. And in 21 of his last 22 played at home, dating back to late June of last year. McCutcheon, strike call in the outside corner. 377 on the season. He has been hot. He scored both Pirate runs last night. He had a single in the 4th, a double in the 6th. And Pedro brought him home on both occasions.
The only thing left to do for McCutcheon now is maybe start adding a few long balls. Everything else has been incredible.
Almost got your wish. He just hooked it. Almost had one last night, too. Hit it into the thick air in left field, and Matt Holliday caught it with his back up against the 383 sign in left field.
Well, it's coming. The batting average is way up there. Start getting those extra base hits and home runs. That's 3 doubles so far as the extra base hits go.
0-2 pitch from Loesch. Tap for foul. McCutcheon will get another one. McCutcheon entered this series hitting .400. Down to 377, and you don't expect it to stay around 377. You'd like it to, but things even out as more games are played. Getting closer to that 20-game mark. I think that's really a good measuring stick after you get past 20 games to see where you might be on the season. Game number 15 today. McCutcheon takes low. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Like Tabata wants to run. Loesch made him wait a long time. And I saw a little bit of a lean towards second base, but then Loesch didn't go home. And Tabata kind of had to get flat-footed. And that's a big weapon as a pitcher. You don't let those runners time you. Go quick one time, hold the ball for 3 or 4 seconds before you go home the next time.
Tabla normally gets a good jump when he goes. Hutchins 1-2, slowly hit toward the middle for a call. Flipping on to Green. That is all they'll get. 2 down.
Yeah, a little off the end of the bat, didn't have any steam on it. Almost just fortunate to get 1 out on this with the speed of Tabla. See by the AGH cam, that ball just hit the last inch of the bat. That's why it didn't go anywhere. Tabla had a real opportunity to beat that ball to second base. Just maybe took 1 more bounce before it got to for call.
Well, the batter now is Neil Walker. Walker hitting .239. This after a 1-for-21 streak at the beginning of the season, which he broke late on the road trip. Came up with a few multi-hit efforts. Last night had a base hit in the 4th inning. Ended up 1 for 3. Reached on an error in the 8th. Error by Shane Robinson, the center fielder.
It was not swinging the bat as poorly as his numbers would reflect early on. Just wasn't getting anything to fall. Had a few hard hit atom balls early, especially in that first home series here at PNC Park.
Walker has hit Loesch pretty well. 7 out of 17 in his career. That's a .412 average. No homers, but he's driven in 5 against Loesch, and Loesch has walked him 4 times. 2-0. There goes McCutchen. Throw down by Molina. Not there on a stolen base. That's number 4 for Kutch.
We were praising Molina, but at that time he did not make a good throw. He's got a chance here. If he makes a throw right on the bag, I think he might have an out. But look at that. Wait on the shortstop side. By the time Furcal can reach back, catch the ball, then bring it in for a tag. McCutchen in there safely.
Tying runs at second. Walker a 2-ball 1-strike count on him, and Loesch ready. Breaking ball missed. 3-1. Loesch, 33 years of age, from Hamilton City, California. Originally drafted by the Cubs in 1996. You know, he was the 862nd overall pick that year. 29th rounder. It just goes to show you, if you hang in there, doesn't matter where you're drafted. If you can play, they'll find you. There's Loesch. He's been in the postseason with a couple of teams now, pitching in World Series games, opening day starter. And when you're drafted 862nd, you're probably not thinking you're ever going to get that opportunity.
You got to play your way into being a prospect. And most of the guys that are drafted that low are drafted just so that the prospects have guys that they can play with. You got to make a team. But then when you get your opportunity, you show something, and you kind of get a little higher on the totem pole until maybe a couple of years into it, they start looking at you as a prospect.
Walker goes down looking. No runs for the Bucks after 1. It's 1-0 Cardinals. To school tomorrow for the kids in the area. Recycled cap day today. Kids 14 and under getting those on a Kids Day Sunday.
Let's go Bucks. Let's go Bucks.
Somebody there. Where'd you go?
Let's go Bucks.
Yeah, there he is. All right. Oh, we lost him there for a minute.
Moved, wasn't on his spot.
Yeah.
Need to put X's on the floor like they do us. Don't move from this X.
1-0 Cardinals. Yadier Molina swings the first ball and drives it deep to right center field, and Molina has hit it off the wall, and he will be in with a double for Molina, his 7th double.
I don't think it made it to the left of the Clemente wall. Right down in the middle. I think that's another changeup, wasn't it? See that the rotation on the AGH cam.
So Molina is at second base and Matt Carpenter at the plate. Carpenter, first ball swinging, skies to center field.
Molina's tagging, but I don't think he'll go.
Molina does indeed bluff.
Just wanted to draw a throw was all.
So 2 batters and 2 swings at first pitches. And we noticed that last night by the Cardinals in the 7th inning. When Freese, Molina, and Descalso came up, they all swung at the first pitch. It was the first pitch out for Freese. Molina swung at the next pitch and fouled it off. He'd ground out quickly, and then Descalso came up after that. I think Burnett had thrown just 4 pitches in the inning at that point, maybe 3. And Descalso went up there first ball swinging and grounded out to Walker. There's kind of that unwritten rule among hitters. If a guy goes up and makes an out on the first pitch, you take the next pitch, don't you?
Yeah, especially if there's 2 outs. Guys throwing 2 or 3 pitches to get 2 outs. You know, I have to take one for the team. If it means taking one right down the middle for a strike, that's what you do.
And 2 now to Shane Robinson, and that's got to feel a little bit sharper on a cold day like today.
When you're a pitcher, you throw it right down the middle and say, hey, I dare you, put this one in play. Chances are you're going to make an out if you do.
Ooh, off the right leg.
Yep.
Two to Robinson. Molina at second base, a leadoff double. 1 out, top of the 2nd inning. Got him. Strikeout number 1 for Eric Bedard, and there are 2 gone. The pitcher Kyle Loesch coming to the plate. Our Barrel Automotive league leaders stat. I guess if you look at leaders, flip it around and go the other way. Lowest run support, James McDonald, almost half a run a game. Cliff Lee, who was just placed on the disabled list by the Phillies, by the way, less than a run. Zimmerman, and there's Eric Bedard, just over a run. In his previous 3 starts, he has had only 2 runs scored while he's been in the ballgame. So Jamie Moyer, he'll be here pitching tomorrow night against Kevin Correa. Correa will be the starter tomorrow.
We should be treating senior citizens a little nicer than that.
You think so?
Yeah.
It's a great story, though. But Correa is set to go, fit to pitch tomorrow night. He's confirming before the game today. Strike 2 to Loesch. It was going to be Lincoln, but on Thursday, Kevin Correa came to Ray Searage and said something's not quite right. They put something in J-Max Hood. Joke on. Anyway, he said something's not quite right on my left side, so that opened the door for Burnett to start last night. Correa gets moved around, and so does Brad Lincoln as a result. Ford getting the start today. Jeff Karsten's on the disabled list, right shoulder inflammation. He'll be not pitching at all, not throwing at all for the next 6 to 8 days. 1-2 to Loesch coming. 2-2. So after today, 3 games with the Rockies. And on Wednesday, final day of the homestand, at 12:35 start. Remember that. James McDonald will pitch Tuesday. Charlie Morton set to pitch the afternoon game Wednesday. Bedard steps off, and Molina gets back to the bag. 2-2, 2 down. Bedard trying to get Kyle Loesch here. And he gets him. He comes back, strikes out 2, gets 3 in a row after giving up the leadoff double to Molina. Our Day Automotive key matchup of the day. Well, it's everybody against Kyle Loesch. Good numbers as far as the Pirate hitters are concerned in their careers. Combined 307, 14 doubles, and 5 home runs.
Yeah, Tim, most of those are double figures in at bats too, which makes it even more meaningful.
Garrett Jones will start things off here. You talk about his sample: 20 at bats, 6 for 20. That's 300. He does have a home run off Loesch.
Definitely on paper, you would think that the offense could have a good afternoon against Loesch. They've done it in the past.
276 so far, 2 home runs, both coming on the road. Had one in San Francisco, and he had one that ended up in the pool yard in Arizona. One pitch to Jones. Well hit. This one is to center field, and going back on it is Robinson. Makes the catch for the out. Jones is gone with a deep fly out to center field. Now Loesch will face Pedro Alvarez. Pedro had to be a bit relieved last night with the effort. 2 for 4, 2 runs batted in. His first 10 games of the season, he was 2 for 30 with 2 RBIs. Last night, 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs.
Hopefully he'll use that as a little confidence builder. Relax a little more at the plate. Get some balls down and drive them hard.
Pedro awaits the 1-0, fouls it off. You look at the guys from his draft class in 2008. The #1 overall pick, Tim Beckham, Tampa Bay, still in the minor leagues. He still hasn't made the big league club. Pedro was picked second, and Eric Hosmer of Kansas City hitting .179 this year. Brian Mattis of Baltimore was 4th. He's got a .798 ERA this year. And the 5th pick was Buster Posey, who was Rookie of the Year in 2010, didn't play last year. But Pedro, a career .224 hitter. He's 138 career hits. Two and two now to El Toro. One out, and the 2-2 pitch to Alvarez. To the right side. Tyler Green's got it. 2 down. 4-3 on that put out. Clint Barmas at the plate.
Barmas, one of the players I'd like to see get the bat going a little bit. Off to a slow start.
I mean, he's got a resume. It's not like he just walked in off the street. This guy has been able to hit. And he's just off to a very, very slow start. Certainly, he knows it better than anybody else.
He's definitely a stand-up guy. And he takes responsibility for everything. Not an excuse maker, that's for sure.
Has a home run this year. That was in Los Angeles off Chad Billingsley.
Night game in L.A., not an easy place to hit home runs.
And that was his first hit of the season. Had an 0-for-11 streak snapped with a single. His final at bat Wednesday in Arizona. Finds himself down on the count, 1-2. Here is the 1-2. Now it's 2-2. Hurdle knows Barmas very well from his days managing the Colorado Rockies. I remember going in the Houston Astros clubhouse last year and talking to Clint Barmas about Clint Hurdle. And it was almost foreshadowing. He said how much he liked him. He'd like to play for him again someday, and sure enough, it's happened here in Pittsburgh. 1-2-3 go the Pirates in the second. On to the third at PNC Park. 1-0 Birds.
Brought to you by Chevy Cruze, which offers you EPA estimated 42 mpg highway. By Sonic, it's snack size jumbo popcorn chicken time. Just $1.99 after 8 p.m. And by Day Automotive. We're going to make your day.
Eric Bedard delivering a strike to Rafael Furcal. Furcal 1-for-1, and he scored the only run of the ball game so far. Switch hitting shortstop, veteran. Alvarez in on the grass at third, the 0-1. That one outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. One and for a call down the left field line. That ball will hook into the seats. Go down to the front row. You never know who you're going to run into. Yep, that's the coach, Mike Tomlin. He's at a lot of Pirates games.
He's got the best seat in the house.
To the gap, and that is going to roll into the notch unless it's cut off. Well, yeah, McCutcheon cut it off before the track, and he holds for a call to a double. Otherwise, that would have been 3 bases.
Yeah, Fergal has an excellent speed. That ball gets to the 410 sign. He'd be at third, be leadoff triple, be trouble.
Well, each Cardinal hitter now in the first 3 innings has reached on a hit twice via a double for calls here, and then Molina's last inning.
Yeah, left that one up above the belt a little bit. Call able to drive it into that gap.
McCutcheon with good speed. He gets over there in a hurry. Didn't know if he'd have a chance to cut that one off or not, but has good finishing speed. He's able to prevent a triple. Green will take ball 1.
Take a look again at McCutcheon cutting this ball off. You know, all 4 of our outfielders can really run very well. The gaps when you're playing us are not very big. And McLeod out there, you got Presley out there, Tabata. They're all either real fast or well above average.
Lost his grip, I'd say.
I'd say you're right.
You know, pine tar, batting gloves, doesn't matter. This can still happen. Hello. Where'd it go?
Needs those straps they have on ski poles. Tethers.
Tethers, there you go. Green bunted his way on successfully for a base hit in the first. Now a strike 2. Well, you're the guy who's got all the invention ideas. You should come up with it.
I thought about that, but how do you get rid of them real quick when you hit the fair ball? There have to be some.
There's got to be some kind of release trigger with a quick release mechanism. You'll think of it. I know you will. You always do. Then somebody else has the patent on it.
Yeah. I was thinking a while ago about my little inventions for the headset for the summer when it's real hot.
Oh yeah.
Get it up. I'm gonna have some prototypes made up early.
I saw you. Didn't you have just paper towels stuck in there?
Yeah, that was just
that was the prototype.
That was the day I had the idea. I'm gonna actually build in the workshop some prototypes. I'll let you try one out too.
Oh, thanks. That's nice of you.
Middle of June. You'll be serious when you say that's nice of you.
I will be.
It's hot days.
Two and 2 to Tyler Green. And Eric Bedard with nobody out has a runner behind him on base. Rafael Furcal, who has been a pest to opposition pitchers so far this season. He's off to a terrific start. 2 for 2 here today, a single and a double and a run scored. He's had several multi-hit games.
As I recall, when he first came over from the Dodgers, he didn't hit much with the Cardinals. He certainly is turning it on now.
He had 4 hits against Cincinnati on Tuesday. That was his first time he did that as a Cardinal. He was the first Cardinal since Bernard Gilkey in 1995 to have 4 3-hit games in the first 12 games of the season. A walk. Second walk issued this afternoon by Bedard, and like in the first, Bedard getting himself in trouble, creating traffic on the bases. Now first and second and nobody out for Matt Holliday.
And Bedard only walked 2 guys in the first 12 innings of work this year. And now he's walked 6 last 7 innings of work.
And it's a new situation for Matt Holliday this year in terms of the batting order. He has hit in the number 3 spot in all 15 games. Last year, only 17 times during the season he hit in the 3 spot because they had another guy who hit third who was pretty good. Albert Pujols. And Holliday drills one to center. Waiting for it, McCutcheon. For call tagging. He's going to try it. Here comes the throw. It is offline, and for call safe. First and third now for St. Louis.
I wonder why Green didn't try and get to second base. Here you see him go back. He's tagging up. Green's tagging up also. Green now is about halfway to second. The ball was not cut off, but he stopped and went back to first. He had to have been decoyed by Barmas.
Well, a break for the Pirates because now the double play is in order.
There he is. He's looking. He could move up. Nah, he wasn't decoyed. I take that back. There's where he went back, and I don't know why. The first shot was he going back tag up. But once he tagged up, he came off the back, and he saw the throw going to third base. He should have just kept on going to second. So the Pirates catch a little bit of a break. And now the double play is in order. They can get a ground ball here. Keep that run from scoring.
Beltran hit into an around the horn double play his first time up. For call, a huge lead off the third.
Occasionally you're watching a ball game, you'll see a relay guy fake like he's catching a ball, and you might be sitting there wonder why would he do that. Well, he's trying to get a trail runner to stop, and that might have been what happened there, because I did see Barmas fake like he had caught the ball and was turning to throw to second base.
Gets away, and now down to second goes Green, and well, all that talk of the double play is academic.
Always wanted to use that in a sentence.
It's good.
Academic.
It's good use.
I didn't really do it. I said academic. You used it in a sentence, but I felt like I helped.
There was definitely a contribution on your part. Kind of like, Cordova and Rincon,
Yeah, there you go.
Finished it up.
Very good.
1-2 to Beltran. And Bedard set to deliver. Got him. Beltran now 0 for 5 career against Eric Bedard. Beltran's got a case of the strikeouts here in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, and they're coming at a bad time for the Cardinals. The runners at third base. Less than 2 outs. And a tough time getting balls put in play. Got one put in play, and he hit to a double play.
David Freese at the plate with 2 down and 2 on. A 1-0 Cardinal lead. Freese last time fly to center field to end the first. One for 8 in the series. And a pitch coming from Bedard. Fouled off, strike 1. He's 0 for his last 6. He missed 2 games last week. He had an injury to his right ring finger. Now he is back and playing regularly at third base. Good looking pitch right there, taken for a strike. He locked up Freese. Freese was frozen. How many times has he heard that in his life? Frozen. References to hard water. Runners off second and third. And Bedard delivers 0-2. An appeal down at first base. Umpire there, James Hoy, says he didn't go. Bedard from Ottawa.
Short sleeves on. You can tell he's Canadian. He likes it cool.
It's a summer day in his hometown.
He likes pitching to Freese.
corner and missed. Bedard might be 0-3, but again, he's had just 2 runs scored behind him in 3 games. And has not given up very many runs himself. He's got a good ERA.
Good job by the Fort.
Bedard's ERA starting the game 2.65. He's kept the opposition off the scoreboard more often than not. It's just one of those things where wrong place, wrong time, you get that decision. You're in the game too long and they get one more than you. That's pretty much been the case. Molina out on deck. It's 1 for 1 with a double. And a 3-2 pitch coming to Freeze. And McHenry couldn't hang on. Would have been strike 3 had he held it.
I don't know where that one hit his glove at. Bet you the AGH cam will show us. Didn't hit his glove.
Went off of his
Went
shin
right
guard.
underneath the glove at the shin card. Nothing gets past the AGH cam. I love the location we have it today. Looking right down the barrel.
Moved it out to center field today. Give you a different look. Again, the payoff pitch. To right field and a base hit. And the Cardinals will add another run, maybe 2. 3-0 St. Louis as Green comes in to score behind Furcal.
Ball's put on the outside half of the plate. You see on the Range Resources strike zone, that was belled high. Had plenty of plate. And Freeze didn't try to pull the ball. He went with it. If he pulls that, he probably hits a ground ball. Good piece of hitting.
3-2 pitch, and David Freese with his 14th and 15th RBIs of the season. Ray Searage having a word now, and you don't want to let these Cardinals get too far in front. Not with the way the Pirates have been producing runs or have not been producing runs. Pirates haven't scored more than 5 runs in a game this season. Haven't given up more than 5 runs in a game this season. And the last the team that holds the record in the National League, the Pirates, of 1965. They went 16 straight games. The Pirates have gone 14 straight, working on 15 today.
I think it's tough to pitch like that, though. I think you're going to get yourself into some big problems if you go out there and start thinking, okay, I got to throw a shutout, as a starting pitcher. You have to be willing to bend but not break in order most of the time to last your 6-7 innings and stay out of big innings, because that's really your goal as a starting pitcher, to stay out of any kind of big innings, minimize damage. And a relief pitcher, no room for error. You got to come in, you got to get them out. There's just no other option. But even though these guys haven't been getting a lot of runs, and Bedard certainly has been one of those guys, he still has to be willing to give up a run here or there to stay out of the big inning, and hope or expect, or whatever word you want to use, that our offense does start coming around and put up 4 or 5 runs a game of their own. And that's what you have to expect. There are not too many people out there that are good enough to go out, throw 7 shutout innings, or even try to throw 7 shutout innings every time they take the mound.
The 0-2 to Molina. Up in the air it goes to left. Barmes is out. McLeod is in. McLeod calls him off.
Whoa.
And makes the basket catch. 2 runs come in on 2 hits. And a man left after 2.5. 3-0 Cardinals. Pirates baseball. Andrew McCutchen is on the rise among big league center fielders. See what the best players in the National League think of Kutch. Inside Pirates baseball. Saturday, 10:30 on Root Sports. It's also IBP for short. How about this headgear? The pirate on the head. Is that supposed to be a parrot or a cardinal on the shoulder? I'm guessing it's a parrot because he's wrapped in black and gold.
A parrot. You got a blue tail. Cardinals don't have blue tails.
No, they don't. Unless it's a blue-tailed cardinal.
An exotic parrot.
I see.
Very exotic.
Michael McHenry fouls this pitch off. He was behind 0-2 to Kyle Loesch. Cards down 3 runs to start the bottom half of the 3rd inning with Bob Walk. I'm Tim Neverett. Lacey Collins is with us again today here at PNC Park on a chilly afternoon. The middle part of the homestand. Game 3 of the series with the Cardinals. Rockies come in tomorrow. Ground ball to short. For call. Throws out McHenry. 6-3, and McHenry goes down. Eric Bedard will stand in. Bedard had a single in his last outing in Arizona. An opposite field looper down the left field line. It fell in.
When you hit it like a little soft one like that falls in, after a couple of days it becomes a line drive.
It was a smash.
So
yeah.
He hit a line drive to left. When it actually happened, it's just a little looper. But as time goes by, they become line drives.
Oh, it turns it from a looper into a frozen rope.
Everybody is like that, but especially a pitcher. Because they're not going to hit too many. Most of the pitchers' line drives are like this. Little
fillet of fish.
As Jack Wilson used to call it, a fillet of fish.
2-2 to Bedard.
In the old days, they used to call those Texas Leaguers. Remember that? I never did understand why.
But yeah, I just know the term. I don't really know the origin of the term, other than it being from Texas. Strikeout for Bedard. Two gone here in the Pirate half of the 3rd.
Well, you're kind of you're an East Coast guy growing up. What the Baltimore chop? You know, the high chopper, like off home plate.
Yeah.
You ever hear that referred to as the Baltimore chop? Yep. What was the origins of that? Must have been
same as
they never watered the infield in Baltimore. Or
I guess
what?
not. Or the same guy who came up with Texas Leaguer came up with Baltimore chop. Yeah, maybe not. That's something that I know you'll get your research staff involved in shortly to figure out.
Hear that, guys? I got an idea about the Texas League.
Okay.
Outfields were so big in Texas. You know, everything's bigger in Texas.
Everything's bigger in Texas.
The outfield has to play really deep.
Don't mess with Texas.
The outfield has to play really deep. Opens up a lot of room in front for those little bloopers to fall into. They became Texas Leaguers.
That's a valid theory.
Now, if I said that with a lot of confidence, you'd buy that.
Yeah.
You?
Now, you don't know this to be true, but folks, when you spend a little time with Bob, he will say something with confidence, and as he says it with confidence, he will try to convince you that it is indeed a fact.
Everybody will nod.
But if you bring up a fact, he'll be the first to look it up. McLeod to the right side. That's fun. In fact, he's the first guy I've ever worked with who pulled out an atlas on me. Showed up to work with a bag that had nothing but a pen and an atlas in it. And we were looking at driving directions in New Mexico or something, and last season.
You said something was west, and I'm like, no, it's not south.
He pulls out the atlas. I mean, I got a rule book in I got other books. He carries an atlas with him.
Well, I'm old school. I don't have MapQuest.
McLeod hits the 2-2 in the air to shallow left field, and this ball will be a Texas Leaguer.
There we go. Right on cue.
Way to go, Nate. 2-out single for McLeod.
Beautifully played. Now, we need Nate, who is a very good stealer of bases, to get himself into scoring position. We've already had one. McCutcheon stole one earlier. Stole one earlier. Almost threw an ED on there.
Be one too many vowels and one too many consonants. It's all academic, though. To the right side, and Green gathers it in and throws out top of it. And the Pirates are done in the third. On to the fourth at PNC Park. Loesch and the Cardinals up 3-0. Hey, rainy day at PNC Park. 3-0 Cardinals going to the top of the fourth inning.
The Giant fans have their pandas. We got our parrot.
Parrot heads. A recycled cap day today. Who's getting some new headwear of their own. Eric Bedard facing Carpenter. Matt Carpenter takes a strike. Well, how much exactly do the Cardinals miss Albert Pujols? Consider Carpenter is Lance Berkman's backup. Berkman's on the DL. Look what Pujols has done this year for the Angels. No home runs, 4 runs batted in, hitting .262. And Carpenter for the Cardinals in 13 games, .314, 1 homer, 11 runs batted in. The OPS much higher. He's been getting it done. Horned Frog out of TCU.
Good thing Pujols not getting paid per RBI.
Oh, I guess. Carpenter, in the Texas State playoffs as a high school kid, hit a home run off Cincinnati Bengals quarterback Andy Dalton, who was pitching for Katy. And Carpenter's teammate, the Dodgers' James Loney, in high school. What team that was. They went on to win the Texas State title.
You were telling me that Carpenter, a big Berkman fan, right?
Yeah, he is. He grew up in Texas, a Houston Astros fan, and had a poster of Berkman in his room as a kid. And here he is replacing him in the Cardinals lineup. Carpenter waiting, and the 2-2 coming from Bedard. It's over the mound, a tough play for Walker, sidearms. Gets Carpenter, 1 gone in the Cardinal fourth. Our AT&T Mobility trivia question today has to do with pitching. And who was the last pitcher to throw a complete game shutout in his Pirates debut. I'll give you a hint. Wasn't that guy. He didn't have the complete game. But you got to go back a little ways.
Way back.
Well, go back a little ways. Actually, you have to go back pre-Steve Blass. Whew. That's a long way.
History go that far back?
Well, recorded history may, yeah. There's a line drive to right by Robinson. Shane Robinson has himself a base hit.
Give everybody a hint. What did he do anything of note his second game?
I don't know. Probably.
A different guy?
That's a different nugget.
Oh,
we're going to get to later.
I thought that was the same number. I can't read your writing, by the way.
That's it starts with a D and ends with a T, so it's different. Yeah, the stuff in the middle is just scribbled.
I heard you talking about somebody earlier today that was pretty remarkable what he did. That must be the different guy.
Well, yeah. Well, A.J. Burnett last night in his Pirate debut, 7 innings and 7 strikeouts. And there was one other guy to do something like that in his Pirate debut. 1-0 pitch. Runner takes off. Loesch has it. This will be an easy double play. And that takes care of that. And we'll get to the answer or answers when we come back to PNC Park. Fourth inning. The trivia question we asked you before, AT&T Mobility. Last pitcher to throw a complete game shutout in his Pirates debut. Said you had to go back pre-Steve Blass. How about 1958? Bob Porterfield, May 11th of 58 against the Phillies. Last guy to do it. A.J. Burnett, 6 outs away from the complete game in his Pirate debut last night. McCutchen down to third. Freeze. On, throws him out. One pitch and one down to the Pirate fourth. Well, we mentioned that A.J. Burnett in his Pirate debut, 7 innings and 7 strikeouts, 7 shutout innings and 7 strikeouts. Last pitcher to do that, how about Nick Maddox, September 13th, 1907. What makes this even more interesting about Maddox was a week later, on the 20th of September, against the Brooklyn Superbas, he threw a no-hitter. The first no-hitter in Pittsburgh Pirates history.
And that was against the Superbas.
Yes. Right? Yeah. Too early for the Dodgers.
The Superbas.
Yes.
07. Think of how long ago that was.
Well, it was more than 100 years, Bob.
Yeah. People were riding horses around.
No night games.
Steve was middle school then.
Middle school then. Base hit for Neil Walker. One out single for the Pirates second baseman. Neil 1 for 2. Good to see Neil getting that swing back.
Nicely done.
Garrett Jones, the hitter. Pirates need to get on the board. It's no secret, run production's been an issue for this ball club. Jones, a high chopper. Carpenter will take the only out he can get.
Come boy.
Made sure one. Got a 3-run lead. You don't want to do anything that is going to open the door for the Pirates to get a big inning. So he used his head and got an out. Oh, almost chopped over his head, Baltimore style.
Well, your staff's been hard at work. We have an answer on the origination of Baltimore chop. Pedro Alvarez digs in.
Really?
We do. Well, these guys don't fool around here, Bob.
That's for sure. It's because the staff has access to that. What's that new thing that?
It's called the internet.
Yeah. Everyone looks at nowadays.
Heard of it? 1-0 to Pedro. It's 1-1.
Somebody told me they're going to make phones that you can actually look at stuff on.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Well, really?
I won't have to use my computer for MapQuest then.
No, you should call the phone company and get touch tone put in your house. You still have the rotary, don't you?
The black ones, classics.
1-1. Pedro takes inside, 2 balls and a strike. Well, John McGraw was the coach in Baltimore. It was his strategy during the dead ball era. Chop it right in front of home plate. They did not water the hard clay in front of home plate, Bob, like you suspected. And groundskeeper Tom Murphy tailored the infield to get maximum chop in the Baltimore chop. So anybody who had any speed would.
The dead ball era must have been some exciting baseball.
Yeah. Well, like McGraw, like Kelly, like Steve Brody, Willie Keeler, they used to leg out chops and.
Like somebody's on the internet.
Yep, they're looking up Baltimore chop just to see if you're right. 3-1 to Alvarez. Fouled off and the count full. 2 down. Walker, the runner at second base. Neal with a 1-out single. It's somewhat like the phone there behind Mark Stripmatter. You can see at Bob's house, except yours has the rotary down. And it's black.
Big light.
I thought you had the kind you just kind of picked up that receiver and talked into it and said, hey, get me so and so.
You notice that the new phones are coming back to that. Everything goes in circles.
Yeah.
Yeah, you used to turn the crank and then say, connect me with so. Now you pick up the phone, your little handheld phone, and you say, hey, get me so and so.
Those kids will have no idea what a rotary phone is or was.
They don't. They have no idea.
Steve's got a rotary cell phone.
He's wondering.
Can't text on that one.
He knows he's on TV and he's thinking, what are they saying about me now?
Here comes the 3-2. The payoff to Pedro. And he got him swinging. Pirates leave a runner. On to the 5th inning at PNC Park. Pirates down by 3.
Right now in the top of the 5th inning. Earlier today, several members of the Hollywood moving scene were on hand to watch the Pirates get ready for the game, and that includes Casey Affleck. He's in town shooting a new movie with Christian Bale called Dust to Dust, and while he will be starring in the movie, today he was starstruck on the field.
It's a thrill. I'm just trying to play it cool, you know what I mean? I'm trying to act like it's no big deal, you know, but inside I was very, very excited. I mean, it's amazing to see all these guys up close and to see how much fun they're having. And, you know, these guys get to come out and play baseball every day. I'm so jealous. I could kill them.
Would you like to take one day in a role reverse with them?
Oh, yeah. I'd change lives with them right now, any of them. I think it'd be the best thing in the world to be able to play baseball every single day, play baseball for a living. Oh, I'd love it. I would love it. Look at these guys. Studs. Unbelievable. What's up, man? How you doing? Nice to meet you.
Casey says he wants to be a baseball player. You want to be an actor for a day, Andrew?
That'd be nice. I'd see what I can do. Probably not that good, though. Probably definitely not that good.
You'd probably be better at acting than I am at baseball, I'll tell you that. All right.
I asked Casey what position he would want to play. He said third base. Now, he was raised in Boston, and so I'm just curious, guys, if he could give us a good impression of Kevin Youkilis at the plate.
Well, Kevin's got the most odd batting stance in baseball. That used to belong to Craig Counsell, but Youkilis has a weird one. He also worked at Fenway Park for 3 years, and in the movie The Town, his brother Ben robbed Fenway Park.
Boston, they have a marathon racer, don't they?
They do. They just had it. Phil Furcal walks to lead off the 5th.
We're talking about the history of baseball. Fenway, 100 years old.
100 years old. Yeah. Casey Affleck. On the way home from Arizona, I watched the movie on the plane that he was in. Tower Heist. And he's been in all those Oceans 11, 12, and 13 from Vegas. There's Tyler Green now, batting with nobody out. Just never know who you're going to bump into at a ballpark. Whether it's an actor or a rock star, they all want to change places with the ball player.
Yeah, the ball players, you know, especially after they've been doing it for years, they get kind of, you know, like an everyday thing. It's just a job. It's what you do for a living. Then, you know, they look at other people and they become starstruck.
Mike Tomlin taking some time off from draft preparation.
Yeah, they've got some decisions to make here soon.
Tyler Green at the plate, ready. He's back.
Do you know when that's going to be? Is it next weekend?
Coming up sooner than later.
Let's put the Gypsies to work.
Yeah.
Gypsies, when's the draft?
Bob is referring to the traveling band in the trunk. Yeah, it's coming up the end of the month, Bob. Strike 3 called, and Green is down on strikes. If you're hitting the road, make sure to take the Pirates with you this season. Subscribe to MLB.tv today to see every Pirates out-of-market game live online and on your favorite devices in HD quality. Visit Pirates.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere. Matt Holliday fouls this one off. Matt's uncle had dinner with us tonight, Bob. Don Holliday, scout with the Colorado Rockies. His dad is one of the coaches at North Carolina State. His dad, Tom. Ball and 1 strike to Holliday. 2-1 now on Matt Holliday.
Yeah, that inside fastball. That's the pitch that I was so impressed with in spring training and opening day. He was just nailing it constantly to those right-hand hitters. Nailing it right on the inside corner for strikes. Jamming everybody with it. That's what he was trying to do to Holliday. Missed him inside.
Strike 2 to Matt. How different is it for a guy like Holliday to not have a Pujols in front of him in the lineup this year?
I was thinking about that when he stepped in there. He's a veteran, been around a long time, has done a lot of good things, but is he feeling a little more pressure?
And he strikes out, no throw down. Second strikeout this inning for Holliday. At PNC Park, we're in the top of the 5th inning. St. Louis Cardinals with a 3-0 lead. Lacey Collins and Bob Walk. I'm Tim Neverett. The final score from Philadelphia. The Philadelphia Flyers have defeated the Pittsburgh Penguins 5-1, ending the Penguins season. Flyers winning in the first round in 6 games. So the Penguins season has come to a conclusion. Pirates season just beginning here. Game 15 of 162. 147 remaining after this one today.
Pirates trying to take the rubber game here against the Cardinals. Going to be one of the teams anyway that contention to win this Central Division. When the season started, you look at the rosters. I kind of feel like the Reds could be the team to beat, but the Cardinals are the ones that have come out of the gate really strong.
Cardinals have some good hitting. They hit 20 home runs as a team. They lead the National League in that category. They're 4th in baseball in home runs.
There's some questions. How are they going to handle offensively not having Pujols, who's been maybe the best player in the National League since he's been in the league? Phenomenal numbers. He's not there anymore. That's got to have an effect. You have a Hall of Fame manager that's gone, a rookie manager taking his place. That doesn't necessarily have to have an effect, but probably will be a little different. You see the standings. Cincinnati actually has gotten off to a little bit of a slow start.
Pirates half a game in front of the Reds, half a game behind the Brewers to start action today. Brewers are losing to Colorado 1-0 in the second. The Rockies will jet over here from Milwaukee after the game and open a 3-game series tomorrow night. Jamie Moyer against Kevin Correa. 3-1 to Beltran. Hit into a double play and struck out. Strike 2, and 1 pitch away from striking out again.
He is really scuffling on those breaking balls. Yesterday from the left side of the plate, same thing. Swinging right over the top of him, just as he did on that last pitch.
Did he get another one here? Side ball 4.
He wanted to. He started the bat.
Second walk of the inning, and Bedard has walked 4 today.
See the grip there come out over the top of those fingers and put that breaking ball spin on it. Has a overspin, and that's what allows the ball to sink as it goes up there. Aerodynamically, it loses some lift when it's spinning the other direction, and gravity can do its work and pull that ball down and hopefully miss the bat.
Ray Searage will come out and buy a little time now as Chris Rysop has been called into action. The bullpen scrambled for the Pirates.
This is a baseball version of a timeout to get everything regrouped. And obviously, to allow Reesop to get some throws in, although it didn't look like he was in a big hurry there, did it?
No.
Taking his time.
This would be like working the shot clock in basketball.
Yeah. 81 pitches. That's a lot. That's a whole bunch more than we saw Burnett throw.
Burnett threw 76
in his 7
last
innings.
night.
Yeah, his 7 innings.
A lot of work today for Bedard. Burnett had 24 pitches in the first inning last night. Had the bases loaded and nobody out, got out of that jam, and then was extremely efficient the rest of the way. David Freese, who had a big two-run single in the third inning, provided a little bit of cushion in a 1-0 game. Made it 3-0, but a ground ball to second base. Barmes flips to Walker the short way. They get the out forced there. And the Pirates going to the bat rack again, coming to the plate in the fifth, down 3-0. Pedal for Pirates Charities, a 100-bike outdoor cycling event on Federal Street, Saturday, May 12th, presented by Highmark. Each cyclist receives a complimentary ticket to the Pirates-Astros game that night and a commemorative towel. Proceeds benefit Pirates Charities and the YMCA of Greater Pittsburgh Building Bridges program. To register for the event, visit pirates.com/pedal. It'll be held rain or shine, so if there happens to be some weather, which we hope there isn't, there'll be a tent there for you. Barmes with a bunt play, and he's out.
Well, Freese was up to the task that time. Earlier, he tried to barehand a ball that Tabata had hit that way. Couldn't come up with it. More success. It's kind of the way things are going for Barmes right now, don't you think? Lay down what looks like a pretty good bunt. The guy comes up with a nice barehanded play and put a nice throw on it. Loesch liked it.
Everybody goes through downtimes in their season. Unfortunately for Clint, it's at the beginning of the year. McHenry takes a strike. Bucks looking for a run. Down 3-0. Only 3 hits off Kyle Loesch this afternoon. Loesch earned his 100th victory as a major league pitcher last season on the 28th of August against the Pirates. Led the Cardinals staff last year in wins with 14, was 14-8. That's one below his career high of 15. He has been fortunate enough to make 3 postseason starts. He's 0-2 with a no decision. Big Puma trying to stay warm. Lance Berkman on the disabled list. He's got a calf strain. There's been some talk about his nickname, the Puma. You know, it was self-given, but it was given in jest, but it carried weight. When in Houston, he was on a radio talk show, and as the story goes, the host said, you know, if you could give yourself a nickname, what would it be? And he's just off the top of his head said, I don't know, Puma. Next thing you know, there are people wearing Puma suits in the outfield, and it's really stuck as his nickname, the Big Puma.
Well, what made it stick was that the way he played the game. I mean, if he was a fourth outfielder, got to play once a week, hit 230. I don't think Puma would have carried much weight, but he has definitely been one of the star players in the last 15 years or so.
Beltran underneath it makes the catch, and McHenry is gone. 2 down for the Pirates in the 5th. Well, this year, who's in and who's out? New in 2012. J.C. Romero in the bullpen. Komatsu Rule 5 pick, and Beltran free agent sign. And Matheny, the manager. LaRusse is out. Pujols is out. Dotel, Jackson, Allaire. I mean, a lot of guys from that team. We just saw Ryan Theriot in San Francisco with the Giants. A lot of changes off that World Championship club. This team, Bob, on August 24th, late August of last season, was trailing Atlanta for the wild card by 10.5 games. And most around baseball had written them off.
Yeah, what, a week to go in the season. I thought they're done.
They clinched on the final day of the season, which many say might have been the best day in baseball ever, with everything that happened and everything that was clinched on the final day of the season last year. Tampa Bay beating the Yankees while the Baltimore Orioles beat Boston. Atlanta falling.
I'll always remember being on the back of the bus. We were leaving, going to the airport. All you guys and gypsies all had your little personal communication devices with the games on. I didn't know who to watch.
Bedard goes down on strikes. We'll watch the Pirates come back in the 6th. 3-0 Cards.
Sports is brought to you by Jeep. Visit Jeep.com to learn more. By AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. And by Levin Furniture. For the best deal on Tempur-Pedic mattresses, shop Levin's. Let's go Bucks!
We want you to like us on Facebook at Root Sports Pit. You can stay connected with all our local teams and other passionate fans just like yourself. So what are you waiting for? Show us how you root on Facebook. Let's go Bucks. Molina, first ball swinging. Rounds out to Barmas. One pitch and one away in the Cardinals' sixth. Molina doesn't waste any time at the plate, does he? Last couple of days, he's been up there hacking early in counts and sometimes on the first pitch.
Sometimes it works. He threw the first pitch off the wall earlier for a double. Sometimes it doesn't. When guys put the first pitch in play, I'm pretty sure that the numbers say that you're more successful than other times.
Matt Carpenter takes a strike. He was going to take. This is what we were talking about earlier. Guy makes a first out on the first pitch of the inning. It's like a free strike for the pitcher next time up, which it was. Carpenter trying to fillet one the other way. Fouls it out of play. Now, we need more of those hats. I know Greg and Steve wore those on the postgame show last night on TV.
No, we don't need one.
You don't need one?
No.
Be nice to have a couple up here just in case.
My ears are nice and warm.
Nate McLeod makes the catch. Carpenter is gone in the sixth. He's 0 for 3. I might 2 away.
Might need a couple for the granddaughters, perhaps.
I'm sure. Now that you mention that, you probably are locked in now.
I'm sure I am.
I think you've just committed yourself.
Yeah. That's all right. My ears are nice and warm right here. It's got the little ear muffs on.
You'll get home today and they'll remind you, oh, hey, Grandpa, remember Oscar the Grouch is here?
Yeah, that's a Wayner sweatshirt. That was on giveaway one.
Was that John Wayner giveaway night?
The Grouch.
We can't pick on him. He's not here. 0-1. Robinson, little dribbler. Tough play for Pedro. He won't have a play, and Robinson's got a second hit. Infield single. Pedro probably would not have had him anyway. He runs very well.
Yeah, that's certainly a do or die for a third baseman. When you have somebody that runs well and they just dribble one up the grass there. We saw Tabata do the same thing to Freeze. Alvarez, who was playing back a little, came in and just couldn't pick it clean.
Pitcher Kyle Loesch. Curveball in for a strike. And 1 the count to the Cardinal hurler, who takes another breaking ball for a strike. Pitch count getting up there. And he strikes him out. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. A 3-pitch strikeout looking. 3-0 Cardinals after 5.5. Jamie Moyer, 49 years old, taking on Kevin Correa.
Oldest man to ever win a game.
Get a win, that's right. So you'll be seeing an historical figure in baseball pitch tomorrow night.
You know, every win he gets this year, he sets a record.
That's right. Amazing. It's amazing. Also, losses, too, you have to think.
That's you're right there. I didn't think about it like that.
They want some runs. They want to win. 3-0 Cardinals, bottom of the 6th inning. Nate McLouth starts things off. Leadoff man today is 1 for 2. Loesch still going strong here in the 6th inning. McLouth fouls it back. He's 0-2. Kevin Correa experienced some discomfort in his left side. Missed yesterday's start, so he'll start tomorrow. Sorry. Allegheny Sports Medicine. Injury update.
Maybe just slept wrong. Slept on his side wrong.
That wouldn't be the first time in baseball something like that has occurred. But that's Bob's theory. That's not necessarily what happened. But he came to Ray Surridge on Thursday. He had an MRI done yesterday. Threw a little bit on the side, so that eliminated him from pitching last night. Burnett. Good thing Burnett didn't go to Altoona, by the way, for that rehab. You know, the Altoona curve game was rained out last night. McLouth goes down on strikes.
Good thing he didn't go because he threw 7 innings of shutout ball right here.
More importantly.
Take a look at the strikeout pitch. Knees on the black. 2-seamer. Perfect pitch.
5th strikeout for Loesch. Say Tabata taking. 0-1. Three for 9 in the series. He is now 4 for 10 as he hits it off that little out cut in the stands, but he'll be in with a double. And Tabata's first extra base hit of 2012.
He's getting a nice hand from the fans. Everybody knows what Jose is capable of doing. He's a very exciting player, a real table setter. He came out of the gate a little on the slow side. Maybe he'll be picking up the pace now. He is such a good base runner.
One out, Tabata in scoring position. McCutcheon is 0 for 2 today. Fielder's choice on a stolen base in the first and grounded out to third in the fourth.
Looks like that double has got everybody in the bullpen of the Cardinals moving around. Got a lefty up at the Romero.
J.C. Romero, one of the newcomers this year. McCutcheon had a couple of hits last night, a couple of runs. He was 2 out of 4. And in game 1 of this series, he went 0 for 4. Playable for Beltran. Tabata looking to tag. Beltran makes the catch. Tabata heading to third base, and he will slide in safely. Tabata got a good jump once the catch was made. Advances 90 feet.
Kind of rule of thumb there, if you can no chance of being thrown out when there's 2 outs, you go ahead and move up. You don't want to make a third out over at third base. In that case, no, he's going to make it easy, basically without a play. Well, that improves your position a little bit. You can score now on an error or a pass ball, wild pitch. A few more ways to get it done.
Walker 1 for 2, fouls the first pitch back. Nail a single in the 4th inning. Pirates with just 4 hits today. Cardinals with 7. Garrett Jones on deck.
It's time for a 2-out RBI. Hopefully Walker will be able to accomplish that. He's had a knack for that in his young career.
Popped it up. Freeze over by the railing. And he'll make the catch. So not the ending the Pirates are hoping for in the 6th inning. Walker disappointed. Hitting the fly ball foul for the final out of the 6th inning with a man on third base as Freeze leans over the railing to make the play. This pitcher Kyle Osh appreciates it. 3-0 Cardinals lead. Start the 7th inning, 3-0 St. Louis. Eric Bedard starting the 7th against the Cardinals shortstop, who is 2 for 2 today and has scored 2 of the 3 St. Louis runs. Cold, raw afternoon here in Pittsburgh. Game time temperature 44 degrees. Call to right field. Tabata on the run. 1 out. Bucks kick off a 3-game series against the Reds Friday, May 4th at 7:05, and it's a free shirt Friday modeled by Chris Resop. All fans will receive a Pirates t-shirt courtesy of Allegheny Sports Medicine. For tickets or to see all of the Free Shirt Friday designs for the season, visit pirates.com/Free Shirt Friday.
Get to see the whole season's selection.
The whole selection is there.
There's one you really want. Mark that date.
Well, you should have them all. It feels like the Winter Classic out here today.
Yeah.
What's he doing here?
That's got to be an unpopular shirt today.
You notice he's sitting by himself. Flyers beating the Penguins 5-1, ending the Penguins season today. 6 games. Nobody next to him.
No friends.
If you want to be lonely, put on that jersey. Good hop for Alvarez. 2 down. Fortunately for the Pirates, the bats have been like the temperature, cold. Need to heat them up. Pedro 2 for 4 yesterday. Here's Matt Holliday for the Cardinals. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. Struck out swinging in the 5th. Only 1 hit in 10 trips to the plate in this series. Curveball had been successful for Bedard against Holliday. Coming into this game, the only Cardinals who had faced Bedard before in their careers were Holliday and Beltran. Beltran still without a hit against Bedard. Holliday came in 8 at bats, 5 hits. 625. 2-1. Fourth inning in Milwaukee. Colorado with a 1-0 lead over the Brewers. And Houston piling on the Dodgers right now. 8-0. They're in the bottom of the 4th. 100 total pitches by Bedard now. Cincinnati's in Chicago. Reds leading, top of the 4th, 2-0. Mets and Giants rained out. Same for the Nationals and Marlins. Atlanta and Arizona, Philadelphia and San Diego later. Down on strikes for the 2nd time in the game goes Matt Holliday. 1, 2, 3 go the Cardinals in the top half of the 7th inning. It is stretch time at PNC Park. Take you around the ballpark now for the sights and sounds of the 7th inning stretch, starting with God Bless America.
Ladies and gentlemen, we invite you now to stand and join the Pirates and Major League Baseball as we remember the lives lost on September 11, 2001, while offering support to our troops here and abroad. Here to lead us with God Bless America is Dallas Lammy. Joining Dallas on the field is Staff Sergeant Jared Briscoe. Staff Sergeant Briscoe has been a member of the United States Army for 5 years, returning recently to Elizabeth, Pennsylvania, after serving a tour of duty overseas in support of Operation Enduring and Iraqi Freedom. Fans, it's time for the 7th inning stretch. We invite you now to stand, follow the bouncing Eaton Park Smiley Cookie, and join everyone watching at home on Root Sports as we sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
Half of the 7th inning. Pirates looking for a run, down 3-0. They pitched their first shutout last night of the 2012 season, shutting out the Cardinals 2-0 to even the series at a game apiece. Jones 1 for 5 in the series, 258 on the season. Jones fly deep to center field in the 2nd inning, grounded out to first in the 4th. Has homered off of Loesch in the past. Looking to make solid contact, get something going, a late rally.
Yeah, I'd like to see maybe a leadoff double, maybe even more than a home run. Just get him throwing from the stretch. Maybe get him concerned about what a runner might be doing out there. I like base runners trying to get that big inning.
Ouch.
Cold day, that never feels good, but not on a day like today.
One and two to Garrett. A roller to the right side. That's Green. One out.
Try to pull the ball away.
After the game, don't touch that remote. You'll miss the Pirates post-game show. Hear what Clint Hurdle has to say. See highlights from the game and much more. It is all coming up next at the conclusion of this one right here on Root Sports. Pirates post-game. Clint Hurdle always has interesting things to say after games. I'll tune in for that. Jones now 0 for 3. Alvarez 0 for 2. It's ball 1.
That last pitch that Garrett put on the ground, that was kind of a textbook example of what happens when you go out there and you try to pull that outside pitch and you roll over on it a little early and you hit that ground ball to second base or shortstop if you're a right-hand hitter.
Pedro got a piece of that one. Foul tip into the glove of Molina for strike 1. Dropped it up to center. Robinson puts it away for out number 2. Pirates had a base hit in the 1st inning with 1 out. They had a single base hit in the 3rd. That was McLeod. Walker had a single base hit in the 4th. And then Tabata had his 2nd hit of the day, a double in the 6th. Pirates have not had more than 1 hit in an inning today. Brett Barmas 0 for 2. Tried to bunt his way aboard in the 5th. David Freese made a nice play on it.
He hit the ball pretty well his first time up. He drove it to the edge of the warning track out in right center. Just one of those things that when you're going bad with the bat, when you hit a ball well, there's always somebody out there to catch it, make a nice catch or running catch. And then when you lay down a bunt, somebody comes in, makes the bare hand play.
From the air to right field, Beltran underneath.
This one's going to be pretty routine.
Pirates gone 1, 2, 3 in the 7th.
say get him, I'ma get him. My town getting down like James Brown, got the feeling. The fever for the flavor of a 6th world championship. We've been gone for a minute, now we handling this. PRR to the A to the TES. They call us Bucks, cause we money, homie, know we the best. We the Bucks, we gon' get them. This team's incredible.
Bucktown by Bob Walk fan Chucky Jacoby.
Pirate fan.
And Bob Walk fan.
Chucky is one of our best fans we got. Loves to come and watch his Bucks.
Coming back at you.
Let's go, Bucks.
3-0 Cardinals. Top of the 8th inning. New pitcher is on. It's Chris Resop. He takes over for Eric Bedard.
Resop's numbers so far off to a good start. ERA in excellent shape, although he does have a loss. But Bedard ended up throwing a pretty decent ball game. Gave up 3 runs early, 1 in the first 2 in the third, and then settled down the rest of the time, put up a bunch of zeros. Kind of what you want out of your starting pitcher, that's for sure.
How about that hat, Bob?
I like that one.
That is a good-looking lid right there.
I do like that hat. I would probably wear that rather than the parrot hat.
I have to find one of those. I like it. Carlos Beltran leads off. Batting left-handed now for the first time today against the right-hander Resop. Beltran is 0 for 2 with a walk.
Bedard is not going to improve any on those run support numbers, is he? He got 0 today.
Pirates have scored a total of 2 runs in Eric's 4 starts. Classic hat there.
Time to dance.
He's the big yellow dance camp guy. Come to the ballpark. Finds his way on the big screen. Got outstanding rhythm too. 2-1 coming. Sharps 3-1. In the air to center. McCutcheon will make way for McLeod. That goes to left center. 1 out. Well, you can follow us on Twitter at Root Sports Pit for team news, special giveaways, and behind-the-scenes looks at your favorite teams. Join the conversation on Twitter and tell us how you root. McCutcheon is big on Twitter. He's at Cutch22. Bob, you ever use Twitter?
No, I'm not a Twitter guy. Leave that to the younger set. There's some twittering going on.
Tweeting.
Tweeting, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Tweeting.
Strike to freeze, 1-1.
Earlier this year, well, actually, Steve's the one that told me about it.
Really?
About email.
Ah.
You can send messages to people. Called email.
In the air to right. Here's Tabata. 2 out. Oh, is that a new thing? Email.
Yeah, I got it down now. That 2 things I know how to do is MapQuest and email.
Wow.
A couple of new things that just came out.
No, you just found out about them. They've been out for a while.
It was out beyond the batter's eye, Manny's Barbecue.
You know, if you're going out to Manny's, make sure you get the pulled pork sandwich that's got the pierogi on it. It is awesome.
There's Manny's.
Yeah. And you may see Manny out there. You can wave to Troy.
Yeah.
Troy is on top of the batter's eye.
He sits up above Manny's. Occasionally that could be a smoky job. Sitting up on top of the barbecue.
I think you'd get hungry sitting up there all day, though. 1-1 to Yadier Molina. Yep, there he is. All right, 1-1. On the corner for a strike.
Nice crowd here this afternoon. Over 30,000. I heard of.
30,437. On a Kids Day Sunday afternoon.
Braving some not so kind weather. When the game started, it was a little breezy.
Down on strikes goes Molina. And a quick inning for Chris Resop. He retires the Cardinals in order. To Jamie Moyer and the Colorado Rockies. Catch all the action from PNC Park tomorrow starting at 6:30 on Root Sports. Kevin Correa out in the back there. He will start against Moyer. That was confirmed before the game today. Early this morning, still some question as to whether or not Kevin would pitch. Brad Lincoln was ready just in case, but Kevin will go tomorrow. Michael McHenry starts things off for the Pirates in the bottom of the 8th. Going to get the goose egg off the board. 3-0 Cardinals. Cardinals a single run in the first, 2 in the third, and that's been it. The Pirates have been blank to this point of the game. Henry fouls this one back. And a look down in the on-deck circle. Casey McGee swinging a bat. McGee's a guy who's really earned some at-bats, and
he's one of those guys you mentioned earlier about hitting Loesch well.
Yeah. He hit some real well. Didn't find his way in the lineup today.
We could get him up to the plate with somebody on base, specifically the Fort. Get something going here in the 8th. Running out of time, obviously.
To right field. And looking up is Beltran. This ball's off the Clemente wall. And Michael McHenry in with a double, his first of the season.
That's exactly what I was talking about last inning. You get that leadoff double. You get something started like that. If you want to put up a crooked number, I think that's the way you want to go about it. I just assume this ball not go out of the ballpark. Usually solo home runs are rally killers, not starters. This might get something going. I'll get McHenry up there, or excuse me, get McGee up there. See if he can change places with McHenry.
Get the number 21. Casey McGee. Laid off the first pitch for a strike.
I'll tell McHenry I said I was glad that his ball didn't go out of the ballpark.
You want me to tell him that?
No,
I think he would have preferred to go out.
I think he wanted it to go out of the ballpark.
.857 as a pinch hitter. And a .278 hitter against Loesch. 5 out of 18. 4 RBIs against Loesch. And that one's up the middle for a base hit. McHenry will get waved home. An RBI single for Casey McGee, and the Bucks on the board. It's 3-1.
Exactly what we're talking about. Perfectly done. One guy in, one guy on. And Mitchell Boggs has been thrown in the bullpen. We're going to see him. He's coming in. Loesch is done.
Mike Matheny quickly out of the dugout.
Two-seam fastball that he left up a little above the belt. McGee right back through the middle with it.
Fort makes his way all the way home. So Casey McGee drives in the first Pirate run this afternoon. Tying run coming to the plate when we come back.
On the radio, it certainly looks like he's been able to put 2011 behind him, and he looks like the hitter that used to give us fits a couple of years ago with the Brewers. He was knocking in over 100 runs.
Nate McLeod into right center, and on comes Robinson. Go back to first base. Robinson trying to show off an arm. If he gets back, there's one down.
He has to get down there, far enough to where if that ball falls in, he'll be able to beat any kind of throw to second. But then you don't want to get doubled off first if he catches it. So sometimes going off of second base, you find yourself in between a rock and a hard place. It was a Walker that had a similar type play. Frisco, was it? Somewhere on the road trip where the ball actually fell in. And he got forced at second base.
That was Jones with Walker running.
Yeah, it was Walker that was off, and he got forced at second base.
Right.
It's a tough thing when you're running. You get out there, you're in a no man's land, but you just got to hope that you can get back or get to second if the ball falls.
Top of the right, back to Boggs. And out at first. Confusion at second over who was going to cover. Green, the second baseman, ultimately did. And the Cardinals find their way out of the inning on a ball that was tattooed and headed up the middle. But Boggs there to field his position and get the twin kill. Pirates manage one and trail by Host the Reds Saturday, May 5th at 7:05. Be sure to stay after the game and watch Zambelli fireworks light up the Pittsburgh skyline from the best ballpark in America. Thanks to First Energy. There's also an Eaton Park Scratch and Win Saturday, where all fans receive a scratch card good for prizes from Eaton Park. For tickets, visit Pirates.com. Pirates and Reds on Cinco de Mayo. Puerto Clemente Bridge just outside the ballpark.
Oh, that looks cold.
He scream on a 40-degree day. The thing is, though, on a day like today, you don't have to eat it fast. It's not going to melt.
Not going anywhere.
Hat's on backwards. He's got the parrot hat like a rally cap. But here's Evan Meek.
Rally bird.
Meek taking over for Resop. Resop an inning. 1 strikeout. No hits, no runs, no walks. And Meek will face Matt Carpenter. Who'd have thought at this point in the season that Lance Berkman's backup would have more home runs than Albert Pujols at the first base position for St. Louis. 2-0 to Carpenter. Carpenter with 1. Pujols still looking for 1. Angels hosting Baltimore right now in the 2nd inning. No score there. How about the Houston Astros? Double digits on the Dodgers. 10-0. Ball to the right side. Long way to go for Jones. Tosses to Meek. 1 down.
Jones arranging way to his right. Much ground ball to Neal.
I know. Walker was getting ready to set up his feet to make the play, but Garrett had it within range, and Meek a good break off the mound. Get to first base in plenty of time.
Yeah, when you're out there pitching, you'd rather have that happen than have a first baseman think, well, the second baseman will get that, and you go to the bag, and then the ball just barely gets out into right field. It's your job to get over there and cover the bag and be there for that first baseman.
Warming up, the closer, former catcher. Remember in 2009, Mott was tried out at the beginning of the season as the closer. Tony La Russa liked him there, and blew a save opportunity against the Pirates. Actually, 2 of them, I believe. Jack Wilson got to him, and the Pirates would win that series 2-1 at Busch Stadium to start the 2009 season, and Mott quickly was demoted.
Mott, a very hard thrower, has a great fastball, and they knew that that was his future with the team was going to be as a closer. Just wasn't quite ready for it yet.
Robinson works the walk. Batting in the 9 spot will be Skip Schumacher. Schumacher was activated off the disabled list Friday and wasn't in the game very long. The very first batter that he saw was Alex Presley. Presley hit one off the center field wall. Schumacher also hit the center field wall. Presley ended up with an inside the park home run. Schumacher ended up coming out of the game. Wind knocked out of him. Didn't play last night. But here getting an at bat this afternoon. John Jay, incidentally, the other center fielder, has got a problem with his shoulder. Sent back to St. Louis. He's not with the club today. Alex Presley, the first inside the park home run at PNC Park since Jack Wilson hit one in 2004. Last Pirate with an inside the park home run, Freddie Sanchez in 2008. That was in Houston. And I told Alex yesterday that it was the first time a Pirate had had an inside the park home run to lead off an inning since Omar Moreno in 1980. I don't know if he could think back and process how far back 1980 is from 2012. But it wasn't his first as a professional. It was his first major league inside the park home run. He had one last year for Indianapolis in Scranton. Schumacher takes high 2-0. Alex told me, though, there was a play at the plate on that one.
You would think Presley would get quite a few in his career because of how consistent he is in running hard right out of the box. He'll put himself in a position out there around second base many times when something funny does happen in the outfield. And he will get that windmill from the third base coach a little more often than other guys would.
Schumacher to center field, and that's going to get in for a hit. Rounding second, heading for third is Robinson. Runners at the corners and one out for the Cardinals in the ninth. Skip Schumacher comes back after primarily 2 days off.
Trying to get that run back that the Pirates picked up in the bottom of last inning. Well, insurance going into the bottom of the ninth. They've set themselves up pretty good here. Pirates need a double play ball. But going back to that, what I was saying about Presley, that he's very consistent running out of the box. There are a lot of guys, probably even most guys, that they get that extra base hit and they get satisfied with double. You know, they hit the ball, they see it into a gap, and they think, okay, 2 bases, double. I'm on second, and they'll put it on cruise control a little bit. What we've seen from Alex so far is he doesn't play that kind of game. It doesn't matter if he hit a one hopper back to the pitcher or a ball into the north side notch. He runs the same way.
Call slaps this one foul.
I think that one game for sure, and I think that there's been about 3 games where we've either directly won or indirectly won a game because he beat a ball out at first base, an infield hit, going hard down the line.
A walk-off hit that way against the Phillies.
Yeah, that was the one that was for sure. But there was a couple others where he did that, and it started something on offense for us.
For a call, going the other way for strike 2.
Let's go, Meek. Let's go, Meek.
The Meek shall inherit the earth.
Let's go, Meek.
On Earth Day.
It is Earth Day, isn't it? Last year at the beginning of the season, the saying was Meek shall inherit the 8th for his injury problems.
2 years ago it was Super Meek.
Yeah.
Remember all the Super Meek signs everywhere? All over the place.
1-2 pitch. Two balls and 2 strikes. Well, the fans really did figure it out last year, Bob, how to get on television. Just put the Root logo on there, on your sign, and somebody with a camera will find you. Both runners get back. Shane Robinson at third, and Skip Schumacher is the runner at first base. There's Robinson, the young center fielder, pressed into duty. Jay and Schumacher unable to go. That's through for a hit, and the Cardinals add a run. Rafael Furcal's 3rd hit of the ball game.
Just well placed. Not hard hit, anything like that. Just slapped. On the other direction, hoping he finds that hole, and there it is.
Furcal playing in his 1500th career game, and he has 24 hits to lead the team.
Certainly see that he had a plan, at least for that pitch right there. He was not going to get out there and be too aggressive with it. He was going to wait as late as he could, just try and slap the ball the other way. Didn't want to swing at a pitch out of the strike zone. Had a plan, stuck to it, and it worked.
Robinson scores. Schumacher at second for Call. His 8th RBI. And Green is swinging a miss. For Call, by the way, has 999 runs scored in his career. The 2 he has scored today. The next run he scores will be the 1000th. For a very long and productive career for the shortstop for Call. Getting a workout. (4-1) St. Louis. Brad Lincoln is up in the bullpen for the Pirates now. Brad was originally going to start tomorrow's game in place of Jeff Karstens, but Kevin Correa will go now as the rotation gets jumbled up a little bit. Green down on strikes, 2 gone.
He able to crank up the velocity a little bit on this fastball. Right down the middle. There's something on it. That was more of a super meek pitch.
Well, he used to get it up 97, 98.
Yeah, well, that might not have been up there, but it was still had enough on it. There was no contact.
That one was 94. Matt Holliday 0 for 3 with a walk. He has struck out twice. 2 on, 2 out for St. Louis, and Holliday's got a hit. Just his second of the series. Coming around to score is Schumacher, and for Call is in at third. And Holliday an RBI single. His 8th run batted in.
Holliday doing the same thing that we saw for Call. There's a little slap the other way. Took a breaking ball that was in a good spot. There it is, down and away, and he just pokes it to right. Not much on it. Jones made the right decision. He cut it off, tried to get the last out over at third.
So now 5-1 St. Louis. And still that magic number of 5, which has worked for the Pirates and against the Pirates. They have just, it bears repeating that this is the 15th game of the season, and in each game this year they have not scored more than 5 or given up more than 5. And the National League record, 16 straight games set by the 1965 Pirates. Holliday with his first hit today. 3rd hit of the inning off of Meade. And Beltran was 0 for 3 with a walk. Struck out, hit into a double play. Ball 1.
That first fastball at 94. Meade slowly getting the velocity back that he had a couple years ago. You can see it building up. Ooh.
And down to second goes Holliday. I don't know why Holliday would stop. He pulled up about 2/3 of the way down when he saw McHenry looking to throw, but he was in no man's land. You got to keep running through, but here is the stop by McHenry.
Yeah, this was a nice block of that ball. I sure like the location of our AGH cam. Getting some good views today. There it is. Also out there at Manny's Barbecue.
3-1 now to Beltran. Get a look in from true center field. It's our true center camera, the regular center field camera you see.
Gives you an excellent view of the strike zone where that ball is.
Walker gloves it. Double clutch and a throw out of Beltran. 2 runs come in on 3 hits, 2 left. Last wraps for the Pirates. Heading to the bottom of the 9th, down by 4 runs. Park with Bob Walker. I'm Tim Neff. 5-1 Cardinals. 5 runs on 10 hits. 1 run on 6 hits for the Pirates. 1 run came in the 8th inning. A leadoff double by Michael McHenry, followed up by a pinch hit single by Casey McGee to drive in McHenry. Kyle McClellan comes on to try to finish things up here for the Cardinals, but he'll face Andrew McCutchen, who hopes to keep things alive. McCutchen today without a hit. He does have a stolen base, however.
It'll be like last inning. We need base runners. Guys will be taking a strike. Something you have to do when you're down by 4 with only 3 outs left. Look for a walk here or there. Some way to build an inning you can put up a crooked number in.
In the air to left center. Robinson. Wow. McClellan now face Walker. I showed you the graphic earlier in the game of who's in, who's out. A lot of people involved in that World Championship team from this past season are now no longer with the Cardinals. There's a new group running the show. Mike Matheny, the manager. And so much emphasis placed on Albert Pujols. But you know, there's a lot of young players in that dugout who have taken an attitude that, hey, we had something to do with it as well. Of course, David Freese, the third baseman, the MVP of the World Series. And these guys are trying to go out and prove that they could do something about it again. And a lot of the thought was that the Central would be weakened without Pujols, without Fielder. The Brewers are still going to be pretty good, and Matt Holliday's still going to get his hits. The Pirates hope to be more competitive with the Cardinals this year at the end of the season. 9-7 last year the Cardinals were against the Pirates, and 5-4 here at PNC Park. Cards and Pirates will renew this rivalry next week. Matter of fact, 3 games here against the Rockies, then 4 in Atlanta, followed up by 3 more in St. Louis on the road. 2-2 now to Walker.
Well, they all have a lot to prove here. I don't think they're going to repeat. Wanting it, that's one thing, but somebody's going to have to pick up the slack from Mr. Pujols and do what he has been doing in that Cardinal uniform for these many years.
Molina takes care of Walker. Second time he's popped out foul today, and Walker 1 for 4. 2 down. Pirates down to their last out.
Remember in '93, a lot of the younger players that came up at that time. There was like, no, we're good. We'll be fine. We'll show them. The '93 team did play pretty well for a half a season, but ran out of gas. It's tough to lose superstars like a Pujols or a Barry Bonds and be the same team. Maybe they can get it done. We've got the next 6 months to find out.
A lot can happen between now and then. (2-0). In the air to left near the line. And this is going to do it as Matt Holliday makes the catch. The Cardinals take 2 of 3 from the Pirates with a 5-1 victory here today. Another tough one for Eric Bedard, who went 7 and is on the wrong end of a decision.
Yeah, that's obviously a theme now that Bedard, well, along with some other pitchers on the team, can't get any run support. Pirate offense occasionally looks like maybe it's going to come to life, do a little something. We'll have a game where we're encouraged, but then again, you turn the page and you'll have a game like this: 1 run on 6 hits. The offense has to get something going, on some kind of a regular basis. It's going to be very, very tough to put any kind of winning streak together until we start putting up 4, 5, 6 runs a game. Got to find a way to do that.
15 straight games now. The Pirates have neither scored more than 5 or given up more than 5. One off the National League record set in 1965 by the Pirates. So Mike Matheny's Cardinals take 2 of 3, winning here today by a 5-1 score. Let's send it down to our post